Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully, you had a very restful and enjoyable spring break. So, Monday, when we come back, it's going to be a suspension of curriculum thing. So, I figured I just took a trip to San Francisco. I got some of the pictures here. If you would like to work on them, let me know. I'll add you to the drive. But it's mainly like, how do I describe, my trip through visuals? I'm keeping my promise because basically, you guys get freedom of choice of program, okay? Saw a lot of great sites, a lot of great things. And so I'm still in sticker mode too. So how do I design this, okay? So I got this one already downloaded, a few others, you know, might do something like that, you know. Could use something like this. So let me download. I got a lot of great artwork. I was like, ooh, you know. So I got some stuff like that. So I could do a few things, and also it doesn't have to be that. So I could go to interstate sign. So I've already downloaded this one. It's on my desktop right here. And a place I stayed at was called Godzilla Sushi. So it was actually a lot of fun. So I've already made a little icon for this, you know, made some sushi for it and a few other things. But so I got all these images of San Francisco. A lot of great artwork, a lot of great fun stuff. So, what did you do for your, spring break? I could do a postcard. I could do a lot of different things. Okay. So, one of the things I got the painted ladies, got a few other things. So, one thing I'm going to do is the interstate sign. Okay. So, go ahead and close all that down, go into Photoshop. And as I load it, it's kind of a return to form, if you will. Got all that there, so let me show you how I created that. So go and open recent, clear recent files. Remember, new file, 15 by 15, 72 resolutions, RGB color, create. So what I'm going to do is then go file, open. I'm going to go to the interstate sign. So I'm going to go Control A, Control C, Control V. All right, then I could close this one, don't need it. So one thing I'm going to do is take this shape here, and I'm going to create a blank layer there and just fill that with, I don't know, something out of the ordinary like a green. Okay. Ooh. So then what I could do, go down here because I want to get this part, but I want it to not say interstate. So what I'm going to do is kind of go here and get a little bit of that. Control Shift I. Okay. Create another layer. And so remember, over here, I don't want to see that. I just want that top one. So I'm just going to come in here, and there goes boom, boom. Okay, so if I turn off that, I got that. Okay, so then I got my images. That's the big thing too, is just getting the right images is kind of like going to take me some time. But I was up in San Francisco. This is one of the photos I shot. So I'm just going to take this, Control A, Control C, Control V, Control T, make it a little bit smaller. This is kind of like a return to form for us. So make it a little bit bigger because there's a lot of sky up there. Make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Enter. So I got these shapes, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the shape, go to here, and then I'm going to go to here, put that on top for visuals. Shift to add that selection. I'm going to come down to my photo. I'm going to mask it. Okay. So far, it's pretty straightforward. I got the shape of the interstate because if you've ever driven to San Francisco, it takes a very long time. So a couple things I could do is put this on it. And now what I could do is make that the red. Okay. So I'm going to make that red. Boom. Turn on this one, make that blue. Blue. Boom. Then what I could do is kind of do one of those where it's like using our trick of the trades. So both of them to multiply. And if it's too dark, remember I could change the fill too. Change the fill. It's right about there. Okay. Now remember too, this is one that I want you guys to have fun with. I want you to remember all your tricks of Photoshop. If I want to add a stroke to it, I just click there and add a stroke to it. Maybe I want to make it just a little red. Add just a stroke there. Make it blue. But it's up to you. How would you describe your spring break, basically, you know? You could also model it off of another project, but from there, I got those there. One thing that I was absolutely just in love with was Godzilla sushi. So let me open them up. So right here, I'm going to unlock it. This is one I already made because I was already doing some awesome artwork because I was already inspired. So Control A, Control C, Control V, Control T, G. There we go. Okay. So just like before, select that shape, come down here, shift, select that shape, then go up to here and just put a mask on him. Remember too, if I don't like where he's framed, I could unlock it and click him around, kind of move him. So I could put him down here if I want to, or up there. Kind of want to put him down here, honestly. I wasn't sure where I was going to go with that, but I kind of like him there. And from there, just going to add some basic type, make it a blue type. And let me put up there spring break. Control, as it's still in type, and I can make it a little bit bigger. Ooh, look at that. Look at that font. I kind of like it. Kind of feeling it. I misspelled spring. Bad at grammar. Spring break. There we go. And that's in a nutshell, okay? So remember, to save it, you're going to go Layer, Flatten Image, press File Save As, and I've already done a few of them. I'm going to put it as your name and demo. Okay, I'm just going to save that. And throughout the week, we'll show you other ways to do this too. There's postcards and other things you can do. So it's kind of one of those where it's like, you know. So hopefully this gives you a kind of jumping off point for this week. Like I say, keep it simple. We're just easing back into it with Photoshop. How would you make a collage of what you did on a spring break, you know? Even now, I'm like, what if I do this and I do one of these? You know, where it's like, ooh. Kind of goes hard. You know. There's just certain things that I'm always like, made another concept, but it's up to you. And like, if you stayed home and played video games, did you beat your high score? Show us some artwork from it. This should be one of those where it's like, tells me what you did over spring break. It has a story behind it, okay? So that kind of vibe. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's keep it chill. And remember, too, if you want, like, say, for instance, you want to then take it into Illustrator. If you notice, I got a couple there. So remember, in Illustrator, I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to go New File, 15 by 15. I did not shoot any video in San Francisco, by the way. So if you want to do Premiere Pro, that's entirely up to you. And that's an entirely different set of mindsets, you know? So I'm going to open this. Remember, RGB color is Photoshop. CMYK is Photoshop or Illustrator, okay? So right there. One thing I found very interesting is when you go image trace, it'll do a black and white first, right? Then go up to images, image trace. Go into here and go to logo. Give it a sec. Ooh, look at that logo. It's already vectored. It's looking pretty freaking clean. I like it. Expand, ungroup, delete all that jazz. And then go here, group it. I mean, see, now I can move that around, and now I could start to have some fun with that. So right there, it's been vectored. So I could put that on almost anything. Remember to go File, Export, Export As, Demoed, Vectored, Exported. There you go. Make sure it's white. Remember transparency for Premiere Pro. But have fun with it this week. Remember, relax. Have fun with it, okay? That's all I got.